It blows the mind to say that you looked at terrible things. Is it about looking at terrible things? Or is it about the terrible things that were experienced? Think about that for a second. The kids, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old, every knife wound, they experienced it. They felt it. Should I shy away from that because we're tired of hearing it? Should I somehow back off now because we're at the end? I represent the people of the state of Tennessee. And these people deserve better for what they endured. This is not a normal case. This is not a regular case, thank God. This is not a case that we see every day. This is not a case that you see every day in our country, let alone the world. You want to talk about weighing aggravating circumstances against any mitigation? I will tell you right now, find more mitigation than what's on their list. I want you to. I want you to find 5,000 things as mitigation. But what I will tell you is there is no way that we haven't proved those aggravating circumstances outweigh any mitigation that you can find, and you can stay back there for hours to find it. It's absurd. What do you have in this case? You have what outweighs a prior convicted murderer who's in our society for 5 months and murders 6 more people and kills children. Are we really up here arguing about this? And you want to talk about the death penalty? It doesn't matter whether you believe in it or not. If you follow the law, the state submits to you, the penalty shall be death. Because if not this case, what case? What case? If not that defendant, what defendant gets the death penalty? Think about it. Common sense again. Ladies and gentlemen, how do you take the torture and the abuse of those children, which we've proven beyond a reasonable doubt, mass murder, a prior conviction for murder, and find any mitigation that you're going to say outweighs that? It doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. Do you have the courage to do it? Well, let's think about the courage of Samaria. Think about the courage of Cecil Dotson II. That's what I want to talk about. Look at the crime scene. Those kids weren't killed fast. They were chased down by Jesse Dotson, and they were sliced up with kitchen knives. That's what we're talking about. We shouldn't back away from that at this part of the trial. We don't want to think about that. 2 years of this case, I don't want to think about it. But it happened, and it's real. And those children endured it. For what? For what? Why? Why did they go through it? A 2-year-old and a 4-year-old in their bedrooms, bunk beds. They should be playing right now somewhere. And they relied on the adults to keep them safe. They couldn't do anything. Their uncle, they relied on him to keep them safe. They couldn't keep themselves safe. And what did he do? It's hard to think about this. It's easy just to say they were cut up. Look at a picture and turn it over because you don't want to see it. Who wants to look at that? But it's what he left behind. That's why we have to look. Because he left it behind in that house when he rode away on that bike. That's why we're all here, and we have to look at it. You want to talk about giving the death penalty? He gave it. He gave the death penalty to 6 people, 2 children. This is the reality. Look at that. It's easy just to look at them in these tubes. without the knife handles. They're exhibits now, right? It's just a knife blade. Those children endured this. Every wound, every cut, they were running. You look at the blood. That's from the evidence. They were in the bathroom together at one point. Samario's bloody palm print on a bathroom. A 4-year-old's bloody palm print. For what? Jesse Dodson made those decisions. We didn't make them for him. Yes, Jesse Dodson's a human being. Absolutely he is. Of course he is. We're not up here to say he's not. But it's time to answer for it. He spent 14 years in prison. He gets out of prison and does this. He had his shot at prison. Really? Think about what the adults went through. See, we've got the death of children so we can forget about the adults. But we can't. We can't. Those women, you know they were terrified when he had control of that house. You know they screamed and you know they begged for their lives. And now Jesse's begging for his. Did Marissa get a jury? What about Sindri? Did she get a jury? Did somebody have to find aggravating circumstances for her to get the death penalty? Jesse gave it to her, no problem. Gave it to Cecil, his own brother. And I'll say something. Mr. McAfee said, yeah, I'm going to say it. I'll say it. Do I think Jesse Dodson regrets killing his brother? Maybe he does. Do you really think that's what this is? This whole trial wasn't about that. It's about answering for what you did on March 2nd, 2008. And as a society, we have to look at it. And we have to apply the law. The law guides you. And that phrase, just like Jesse Dodson said, the penalty shall be death. He gave it to those people. And look at the proof. His prior conviction for murder in the second degree. He's only in his 30s. And he's taken 7 human lives. And we're talking about whether or not the aggravating circumstances outweigh any mitigation. If not this case, what case? It's a mass murder. He killed 6 people. And you look at the proof now, because when he arrived on that bike at Sheila's, your time frame, give him 30 minutes, which means he was at that house at least at 2 o'clock. He wiped out 6 people, stamped them out like they were insects in a 2-hour period. It took him 2 hours to take out 6 lives. And Jesse Dodson got a fair trial. Yes, he did. And he's getting a fair sentence in phase 2. He gets a jury. He gets weeks of proof. They were stamped out like that. He didn't have to kill the kids. How many times could Jesse have stopped? How many times could he have stopped? He could have stopped after Cecil, but he didn't. He could have stopped after Hollis, but he didn't. He could have killed the 2 men and said, you know what, I don't take out women. But he didn't. I don't kill children. But he didn't stop. What's going to stop him? You. You. And how are you going to do it? With the law. With the law. We're not asking anything of you but to follow the law. And the law does give you your verdict in this case. Shall be death.